Welcome back to Project Sacrifice. In last episode, if you remember, we set up these pens for our animals and also got our tier 3 blood altar. Um, in all in preparation for biomancy. As you can see off screen here, off screen, I made a lot of animals, and I even over here set up a pen for wolves, like which I didn't do last time. But I figured the two ones I have to start with are Sharp Fangs and Sharp Claws, which are gotten from wolves and pandas. And so the panda bears are kind of slow and aren't easy to I've found are difficult to breed. Um, so I also created a large wolf pack. Sadly, I do not have bones to grow them and to tame them. I mean, um, but that doesn't matter for our purpose. So today we will be learning this mod and getting as close as we can to diamonds. Looking through some of the stuff, we might be able to produce a diamond by the end of today. But no guarantee with that. All right, to start, we need sharp fangs to make a primordial cradle, um, which is two sharp fangs, a cauldron, and fish or meat of any kind. Um, and it says here how to make a potion of healing, because a potion of healing is what we use to make living flesh. Um, you give the primordial cradle some meat and use a potion of healing on it, and then it spawns a flesh blob that when we kill it will give us living flesh. Um, so we need to make a primordial cradle to get this started, um, and have some meat and have some potions of healing. And as you can see here, it walks us through the process of making a potion of healing. So we have to make netherrack by from cobble and blood in a spout. Um, then turn it into essence at an altar. From essence, make netherwort and put it into um, create a mixer with water to make an awkward potion, and then add glistering melon to the to get a healing potion. Um, and then spout it into a bottle. Um, so not easy, not the easiest thing to do. Um, we will have to make some melons, which I'm not exactly sure how to get melons. Okay. Is there a way to get this? No. So we can get a regular melon using 9, which means we need some of this. Are there easier ways to get that now? Yes. I'm sure there are much easier ways for me to get nature essence. But we don't need that right now. Melons. And now I can place a melon, break a melon, get melon slices. Now, I believe it is... There we are, a glistening melon. So, we have the first part of our potion done. The second part is we need to make netherrack. To make netherrack, as it says in the book, is we put life essence onto cobble, which means we need to get life essence. Now, the easiest way for me to get life essence, I believe, is to get item pipes and pipe the life essence into what we need to. I need to figure out how much it needs. 100 millibuckets. How many buckets? We've got 4 buckets. We can always put this back in later. Alright. Now, the best way to do this, I'm unsure. Let's see. That's a little bit more complicated what I want to do. So we're going to temporarily take this blood altar over, and we're going to end up putting it over here so that we can basically just hit it here, go into the item drain, and make it all easy. But to get our item pipes, we need droppers, redstone, and iron, which is all very easy to get. We just need to grab out some redstone. So... there's our 2 droppers. There are our item pipes. And as in a previous episode, I remember we went over this, blood magic blood is the same thing as life essence fluid. So to do any recipe that requires life essence fluid, you can just pipe it straight from the altar. And we can use any wrench. We'll use the wrench from Create here, which is gold plates, a cogwheel, and a stick. We have the stick, the cogwheel, and now we just need 3 gold plates. Which we can just throw on here and get them nice and easy. Now I'm unsure how this mod pack is set up. If this one wrench will do everything that I need, or if I'm going to need to possibly get all the different wrenches for different applications. But let's see, does this work? Okay, and we're back. I figured out what the issue was. The issue was pipes do not work with the item drain, so I just piped it directly into the fluid tank, and now we have life essence in our spout. I also have some in the basin, which I can look at doing something with that. But most important thing is I got it to work eventually. But now I can take and do this. And now I have netherrack. And then netherrack can go up into here. To give netherite, nether essence. Nether essence can be used for several things, including warp stems, warped nylia, warped fungus, soul soil, soul sand, netherrack, nether wart, nether bricks, music discs, specifically pigstep, crimson stems, crimson nylium, crimson fungus, blackstone, basalt, and apatite essence. And to make it is only netherrack, using 1000 LP, which is a bit expensive, but we do, once we make 8 netherrack, we have an infinite amount of it, as long as we're using, the only resource we're losing out on is LP, because 8 netherite, nether essence, aka 8 netherrack, is 24 netherrack. It does mean we need to get a few more a little bit more netherrack, or a little bit more blood, as we do not have enough. We have 4, we need 3 more. So, just gotta grab this, grab ourselves the universal pipe, the wrench, slap this down, throw this on here, wrench this side. And then that is all we technically need. But I'm going to see how much this gives, and then see if I can possibly get a bucket. Well, I can definitely get a bucket, I just might need to sacrifice a little bit more. Now that should be enough to get us a full bucket. Now we have a bucket of life essence. And then a little bit extra, which we will reset. Now, put this back up here. And... oh, I did not need to get 8, but that's fine. Can I put this back in here? No, okay. So we need to get... why are we losing... oh, that's right. So I believe every time we pick up and move the blood altar, it has to go through like a stage of priming. And I think it has to, I don't know for certain, but I think it has to do it for like each block that makes up its, the tier altar that you have. So it's kind of something to dissuade what we just did of moving it back and forth. Luckily, we won't have to do that again. So, looks like it stopped now. And I am going through a lot of bread. But I did notice that in the quest book here, we do have the ability to make nutrient bars again once we dive into biomancy a little bit more. So that's exciting. Oops. Went a little bit too far there. All right. I have looked into this a little bit more, like I was talking about earlier. Um, but after we make some living flesh, we can make a bioforge and a decomposer, as both of them need living flesh, and some of the other stuff that it wants us to make here. Same with the bioforge. But both of these do different things. A decomposer allows us to put materials into it, and they break down into different kinds of matter, depending on what it is. So, for example, the glistening melons can be broken down into between 3 to 6 material fragments and 2 biotic matter. And that will get us the these different things that we need to make diamonds. Then the bioforge takes and crafts different amounts of stuff, usually stuff gotten from the decomposer, or as you can see here with the flesh wall, just flesh bits that we have been getting to make different things, such as unobtainium crystal, or bone spikes, or a bioinjector. All things that will be useful in the mod. So for example, the bio lab, which I believe looks like it allows us to add things together to get new stuff. Looks like it's mainly for essences, but it looks like we can also use them to make compounds, which is what it's making us go through here to get diamonds. Diamonds, I don't know what the recipe for diamonds is here. Is it diamond essence? Exotic compound. Oh, it's mixing. So we'll be mixing exotic compound with gem fragments, bioluminescent goo, and exotic dust to get diamonds. So that is the point of this whole dealio. Now we will use this to get a batch of netherrack, and then we're going to make 2 more to get ourselves the nether wart. As nether wart is 2 nether essence and a nature essence. And I have enough nature essence. I just need to make 1 more now. Netherrack. Does appear I need to make... Oh man, I am out of stuff. Alright. And now we have all the netherrack essence, the nether essence to make nether wart. Now nether wart is what we need to continue on. Alright. So, we need to make netherrack, which we did. And we turned it into essence. From the essence, we make netherwort. We have. And we put that into a crate mixer with water to make an awkward potion. And then we add a glycerine melon to get healing potion. And then we can spout it into a bottle. Which If we grab a glistening melon, we then can head over and do this, but first I want to check if Life Essence has any... Okay, Life Essence with a empty blaze burner gets us a blaze burner. How do we get an empty blaze burner? Blocks of iron and dried kelp block. That's certainly a recipe. Now let's see how many iron blocks I can make. With my current stacks, I can make 9. I do not want to make 9. We need to make at least 4. We have the stuff to make another 5 if we need to. Which we just might, depending on... Let's see. Empty blaze burner. Okay, that gets us a normal blaze burner. Which... Is that working towards this? Yes. So that's one blaze burner. I do think I'm going to make a second one. And if we had more iron, I would make more. Oh, fuck. Where did it go? Did it just delete my blaze burner? What the hell happened? Oh. What? I'm so confused. I have no idea what just happened there. But hey, we got our blaze burner. Now I'll pull this up, replace it, grab ourselves a bucket, fill up, and then we can do nether warts. Oh shoot, does this need to be heated? Maybe? It does need to be heated. Which means I need to do this and figure out a way to heat it. Okay, there we go. Awkward potion. Potion of healing. Can I get it out with this? I cannot. Which means... universal pipes. We now have our full bucket. In here. Which means we need to pipe into bottles. We not have sand anywhere? Okay. Alright. Once this sand turns into glass, we're good to go. Glass bottles. There we go. 4 bottles of healing. So we will keep 2 in our inventory. We need to make a primordial cradle, which needs a cauldron and needs a cauldron, some sort of meat, and a sharp fang. Which means we need to either get rid of some of these wolves or the pandas. Both of which I won't feel good about, but I will take a lot more damage. There is a sharp claw. Wait, I don't know what he's... Oh, he started eating a, I just got the Predatory Killer achievement, which is hunt predators and collect their fang and claws. So we have Sharp Fang and Sharp Claws, and also we got some Infernium Essence. Now, since we have our Sharp Fangs, we can pair that with nothing yet, because we need to get some meat. Now, we do have gotten a bile gland, and we got sinew. Both of which are good to have. But right now, we need the meat, the sharp fangs, and the cauldron to get a primordial cradle. Now it wants us to collect... We need to have a good amount of meat on reserve. Now we have completed the quest for Primordial Cradle. This means we can make flesh. If I put down... That is disgusting. Very interesting. But, so, we need to feed the Primordial Cradle with some meat. Use a potion of healing in the Primordial Cradle, full of meat. When the flesh blob spawns, kill it, and get living flesh. Okay, so it works like a composter, but for meat. Which is weird. And there is our flesh blob. And it drops us flesh bits and living flesh. And this is what we need. Living flesh. Living flesh is used in these next few recipes. First we'll do a decomposer, which will be some meat, more sharp fangs, living flesh, and a bile gland, which means I need to... Oh. Oops. They do not like that I'm doing this, which is understandable. But I did not get what I was looking for from either of those. Here, we're gonna put a good amount of stuff away here. Just because I need the space in my inventory. Now, I can't really take out any more of these. I don't have the pandas to spare. But over here... Oh no, that's really bad. Now they're all angry at me, which is not good. Let me see if I can get them not angry at me by doing this. Ah, once I get far enough away, they're no longer angry. I understand. But we got our sharp fangs that we needed from that. So it worked out. But we still need to... We're gonna take out some pigs here. For their meat. That should be enough. 1 bile, 1 living flesh, and 2 sharp fangs. A decomposer. Now, a decomposer, we can put something in. For example, a wood plank. Stone brick. A sharp claw. Flesh bits. Ah. We can put a raw pork chop, for example, up here. Probably a bad example to use. And it processes and spits us out flesh bits, elastic fibers, and bone fragments. So we can do that with a number of different things. It is asking us to get gem fragments, bioluminescent goo, and exotic dust, because that is what is required for diamonds. So to get a gem fragment, we can put in lapis, amethyst, nether quartz, prismarine crystals, emeralds, totems of undying, diamonds, nether stars, or hearts of the sea. We will throw in a bunch of lapis, because that's what we have an excess of. I think. Yes. We'll throw in this half stack. Now this should give us about 16 between gem fragment and exotic dust. Exotic dust is gotten from a few more different things, but it is... Huh? Why are you... Do you need nutrients? Oh, okay, so it needs nutrients to keep going. That makes sense. Well, this gives us the gem fragments. We now have gem fragments and exotic dust. All we need is bioluminescent goo, which is dragon eggs, shroom light, sea pickles, redstone, glowstone, blaze powder. Looks like our best way is going to be using redstone. There is our bioluminescent goo, but we will run till this... Oh, runs out. Bioluminescent goo and mineral fragments. So we now have everything we need on this side for a diamond. Other side, Bioforge. You have to feed it some meat, but the best food for it is nutrient bar. Okay, so making a nutrient bar looks like the way to give the most amount of power. But this looks to be for a slime ball and sharp claws. Slime ball. Probably dough and lime dye. White dye. Cactus. Takes 7. Is this gonna turn into nothing? Okay. There is our cactus. We will throw 1 cactus in here. Hopefully that's going to do what I want it to do. Oh, hold up. What am I doing? I literally have a furnace now. I forgot I don't need to do this anymore. I have the correct tool for the job. Speaking of which, let's stick in a bunch of coal. Get ourselves the right amount of... Now we have lime dye. And we need lime dye plus dough. Dough is wheat flour. So I think I have 1 wheat left somewhere. Yeah, 1 wheat. Two wheat flour. Should give us what we're looking for, right? Yeah. Yep, there we go. Now we can mix 1 with the lime dye to give a slime ball. And you know what, we'll make another slime ball just to have it. Now this slime ball is used to make our bioforge. So now we need some more... I wonder, can I use flesh bits for meat? I cannot. That would be too easy. Alright, there we go. Plenty of meat. And now we can make ourselves nothing, because I have not gotten the living... We need to grab ourselves these 2 more potions of healing. Let it produce, and it consumed it. I need to make more potion. Grab this. Grab 1 nether wart. Have the bucket. Bucket in nether wart. I don't know. Is this gonna be enough? Alright, 1 wood block is plenty. We do need to grab these again. Place. Break. Do. There. And he spawns. Let's go. There we go. There's our living flesh. Now we can... kill 1 more cow. And make ourselves... a bioforge. Which has a lot of different things, but what we're looking for is a bio lab. Which is living flesh, flesh bits, bone fragments, tough fibers, and exotic dust. Now we have the flesh bits. Living flesh we're going to need to collect a little bit, some more stuff for. And we need to... Health potion, health potion. Hope it spawns another one. Get ourselves another living flesh. Now, what else do we need here? We need bone fragments, which... Bone fragments are either from a decomposer, decomposing meat, or craft with nature essence and quartz. I have enough quartz, and I can make enough nature essence if I don't have it, which I don't appear to have any, to craft it, rather than having to now we can... 10 bone fragments. And then we also need some tough fibers, which are broken down from leather or sharp claws. Actually, sharp claws are going to be the better way to get it. These are sharp claws. Yep. So let's... How many do we need? We're going to need 4 tough fibers. So just the one will work. But I do need both of this exotic dust. Alright, here we can throw in... And we now have a biolab. Now, what exactly a biolab does, I've got no idea. Looks like you stick some stuff in a biolab and it produces a okay, so you put from 1 to 4 items in the top here. Then you put like a medium that they all go into, and then it produces something. And it could... Oh, that's a trash can. Okay. For what we need organic compound. To get organic compound, we need bile and nutrients. Bile is... I can get from a bile gland. And nutrients, I can get from nutrient paste, which are... I can get from a nutrient bar, which is made with nutrient... Okay. I need a digester. Which is in here. Right over somewhere. Right here. We need another living flesh. We have the flesh bits. We need 1 more bone fragment. We need more elastic fibers, and we need bile. I'm going to put some stuff in here to run while I get some more bone fragments. I think that's all the bone fragments we need. Yes. We just need essence fiber. We're going to need another gold and melon slice. Hold up, we're gonna need... No, we don't need 2 more. Not at the moment, at least. I have no idea why there's raw copper in there. Potion of healing. Grab ourselves out this stuff again. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Boom. Boom. There we go. We can hit that up. So we need bile, which we have here now. We do, I believe, need some more elastic fibers. Yep. To get elastic fibers, number of different things. Looks like our best bet's probably doing this. How many? We need 1 more. Alright. Now... we now have a digester. A digester... you have to feed it some meat, but the best food for its nutrients. So... looks like we get... nutrient paste from putting in all sorts of stuff, but it does need to eat meat to produce it. Looks like probably our best is putting in dried kelp blocks, because that'll give us enough to make 1 nutrient. But for what we need for today, nutrients, we need 1 nutrient paste. So we need to feed it some meat. Throw in some carrots. Let's see. Bile and nutrients. We have the bile. We just need nutrients, which we now have an abundance of. And feed you 1 raw meat. Hold up. What do we need? Oh, we need a glass vial. Clay and glass. Let's see. 1 clay. Five glass. Ba-boom. Bada bing. 8 glass vials. Throw 1 in here. Produce ourselves organic compound. And then exotic compound. Organic compound, 2 exotic dust, and a mineral fragment. I have the mineral fragment. I need... I need more exotic dust. So how much exotic dust do I need? I'm gonna need 1 for the actual... I need 2 for the actual diamond. Hold up. For the actual diamond, I need 3 gem, 3 bioluminescent. So... there's 1 bioluminescent. And then we're going to need exotic dust. There's something that I can easily get that guarantees 1. At least 1. No, nothing I do can guarantee it. So I will throw in some lapis. But first, we need more meat. Alright. Now we have some more meat to continue our operations here. We need 1 more bioluminescent goo. There it is. We have our bioluminescent goo. Gem fragments. I need a lot of exotic dust, right? Because I need 2 for the actual diamond and 2 for the exotic dust. Which means after getting it all set up, it is 4 exotic dust. In total, it is 3 gem fragment. So it's 3 gem it's 1 bile, 1 nutrients, 1 glass vial, 1 mineral fragment, 4 exotic dust, 3 bioluminescent, and 3 gem fragments. To make this in total. Let's see, go here. That's... what else was it that I needed? A mineral. And then organic. And this needs nutrients. Darn, I fed all my nutrients to the other one. We now have an exotic compound. We're in the home stretch. All we need to do is combine two exotic dust, three gem fragments, not four, three, and three bioluminescent. Does not need to be heated, I don't believe. Mixing. Yep. All right. Mixing up, mixing up. Boom. Oh, and it gives us the glass vial back. That's really nice. We have 10 diamonds. And that finishes the chapter. We have a few things left still in the chapter, such as clipboards, pig irons, soap, steam engines, and colossal chests. But those are all like side objective things. But we have completed the main thing, that is diamonds. So now next episode, we will be on the pain chapter. We do have this, which gives us 16 candies. And it looks like we'll be starting with Dagger of Sacrifice, Simple Mob Farm, Chickens, High Covalence Dust, Medium Covalence Dust, and Low Covalence Dust, which leads into Alchemy. Looks like we'll be doing mob farms and alchemy stuff in our upcoming episodes, working our way to the end of this chapter, which is a tier 4 altar, which, if you remember, uses the bloodstones in the corners, I think about here. So thank you all for watching episode 6 of Sacrifice Craft, and I'll see you next time.